Now, as I told you, some of the factors for which variety improvement is done. Why is variety improvement done? And which factors are taken into consideration? First is higher yield, means production should be higher, and that is done to increase the productivity of crop per acre. See, per acre of land, productivity of the crop should increase. This factor is taken into consideration. Then improve quality. Quantity should increase, but it should not happen that there is compromise to be done in quality. So improve quality. Quality consideration of crop products vary from crop to crop. Means what? What do you mean by quality consideration? And how do they differ from crop to crop? See, baking quality is important in wheat. Means if you are growing wheat, then when can you say that they are of good quality? When their baking quality is excellent, right? They are cooked well. Then protein quality in pulses. Means the pulses are said to be best if protein content in them is high. Not only that, what we should know that why only pulses and wheat, even oil quality in oil seeds, groundnut or sesame or whatever it is, oil quality in oil seeds also should be excellent, right? Groundnut should be such that more oil can be extracted. And preserving quality in fruits and vegetables. And fruits and vegetables should be such that they are preserved in the best possible manner. So, this is how it is. They do not get spoiled faster. Then next is biotic and abiotic resistance. We know biotic means living, abiotic means non-living. So, crop production can go down due to biotic factors. Means diseases that will bring down the crop production. If insects would infest the crop, and nematodes. Nematodes are also threadworms. And abiotic factors like drought, means scarcity of water, salinity. If soil has lot of salt or lot of water logging occurs, or due to heat, cold or frost, due to these non-living factors also, crop production can go down because of these kind of biotic and abiotic stresses under different situation. So, crop production can go down due to living and non-living factors, and that is why such varieties should be developed that they are able to resist these biotic and abiotic stresses. Then change in maturity duration. See, the shorter the duration of the crop from sowing to harvesting, the more economical is the variety. What does this mean? See, in the earlier days it was so that way back in the mid of October or November, the sowing of wheat was done and harvesting occurred around first second week of April or so during Baisakhi and all. Means around 6 months was the time of the crop. But now with the increased technology and all, the duration of crop has become short. It gets ready in around 3.5 to 4 months. So, same is the case with Kharif crop also. So, another extra crop can be grown in the in between period, and that is why it is very economical, right? Third crop money also would be available to the farmer, so that is more economical to the farmer. So, if the duration of maturity is short, then it is better for the farmer. So, again, because of that, such short durations allow farmers to grow multiple rounds of crop in a year, as I told you, right? Short duration also reduces the cost of crop production. Another advantage is cost of crop production would automatically become less. Just think, watering for 6 months and watering for 3.5 months. So, cost would automatically reduce. Then they will all mature at the same time. So, uniform maturity makes the harvesting process easy. Harvester can go on at the same time and reduces losses during harvesting. So sometimes what happens, few grains have become fully matured, few have not, so they will be wasted. Uniform maturity makes it easy and reduces losses during harvesting. Wider adaptability. Developing varieties for wider adaptability will help in stabilizing the proper production under different environmental conditions. Adaptability means adjustment. Means if we will develop such varieties that they can adjust in any condition, then proper production would become stable under different environmental conditions. It should not happen that once, say for that matter, if there is unseasonal rain in the month of February, means no mango or all the mangoes will fall down. No. They should be able to tolerate to a certain extent. Right? So, this should be the case. One variety can then be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas. Right? So, same variety can be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas. Next is desirable agronomic characteristics. What is that? See, tallness and profuse branching are desirable characters for fodder crops. Generally what farmer does, see, because he has farm, he would be having bullocks and cows and all that. So providing them food is quite costly. So what farmer does is he reserves certain piece of land for growing fodder for that cattle. So fodder crop should be tall and lot of branching should be there because the diet of these animals is more. So more branching, more fodder would be available. Tall, again more fodder would be available. So these are the desirable characteristics. But all plants should not be tall. Dwarfness is desired in cereal so that less nutrients are consumed by these crops. In yesterday's animated feature you have seen maize or for that matter wheat. So they are dwarf, they are very small in size. So less nutrients would be required by these crops. Thus developing varieties of desired agronomic characters help give higher productivity. So developing varieties of such desired agronomic characters that will bring about higher productivity. So all these factors are taken care of while improving the variety of crop. Now our today's session is over. Which are the worksheet questions? These are in-text questions also. How do biotic and abiotic factors affect crop production? And the next is, what are the desirable agronomic characteristics for crop improvement? Right? You will write the answers to these in-text questions. We will discuss the answers to these questions in the next session.